Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I appreciate that so much to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the content. Now, this is pretty interesting. It's always anytime you work for a big company, doesn't matter where it is, what kind of industry that you're in, always know what their rules are and their regulations are about talking about that said companies. For me, um, the company I work for, I'm sure they have their social media um, etiquettes or whatever, but it has nothing to do with what I talk about on YouTube, so I don't talk about them because it's irrelevant. And I just avoid talking about my job in general because, you know, I'm sure they watch your shit and they keep track of you and what you're doing and what you're posting. You know, if you say anything negative, I'm sure they can pull you in the office and do all sorts of things. And I'm at will employer or employee, you know. So if they don't like anything that I'm doing, they can just terminate me and they don't have to give me a reason. And unfortunately, this is what happens to this Tesla employee that was testing the FSD beta. And unfortunately, something happens to the beta. And Tesla has always been like secretive, especially when you sign up for the beta, the FSD programs. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to showcase it or whatever. They're very, very strict. And it kind of seems, to me, it seems very shady. The fact is, if you believe in your product, regardless of if it makes errors or whatever, I think that you should still show people that might be interested in that said product, especially if you're charging up to $12,000 for it and 400 and something dollars a month. Oh, I'm sorry, 200 and something dollars a month for it. So unfortunately for this YouTuber, they showed the Tesla making the mistakes, and unfortunately they were terminated by Tesla, which kind of sucks, right? Especially if you don't have certain things in writing or whatever. So this is kind of an interesting story. So let's go ahead and cover it right now. All right, let's go. I will read the article, um, and then I'll have my thoughts. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that now. Tesla recently fired an employee called John Burnell after he posted candid videos of his vehicle using the company's FSD beta system in the real world. The company also revoked his ability to use the system despite him having no safety strikes against his account. So to me, that just feels like retaliation. Like, how dare you say anything negative about our product? But and the fact that he worked there, it didn't help his case at all too. Even though he's testing it on his own personal vehicles, at the end of the day, it's your vehicle. You can do whatever you want with it, which is another thing that sucks. Tesla did not officially put into writing why Burnell was being fired. We know. But records obtained by CNBC show that Burnell was fired in the second week of February after having moved into the role of advanced driver assistance systems test operator. Burnell told the outlet that he started his YouTube channel in early 2021 because he viewed FSD beta as potentially life-saving technology. It will, once it gets flashed out right now, it's just too buggy. It's not worth the price. It's not worth $12,000. Get the hell out of here. It's not worth 200 or whatever it is a month. It just has too much errors, and just when it works, I'm sure it's amazing, but when it doesn't, then you have issues and you have to pay attention at all times. So to me, it's not worth that benefits. If you want to see more in detail, um, a talk about the FSD and his experience, one of the YouTubers that I follow, Ryan Shaw, really great YouTuber and covers everything Tesla, and he goes into detail about um, the vehicle in general. He does not recommend the FSD at all. So there you go. So if you want to, maybe I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go check out Ryan Shaw's videos. And he makes a lot of good Tesla videos and tells you latest news about Teslas. He's a Tesla guy. Anyway, moving on. Bernal told the outlet that he started his YouTube, blah, blah, blah. I think we covered that already. Potential life saving, blah, blah, blah. Last year, his channel posted 3 videos late last year showing 3 versions of FSD beta experiencing issues, varying severities. In the first, and another thing too, the fact that he got this promotion and he was in this specific position where he's supposed to be testing it, right here, advanced driver assistance systems test operator, and then the fact that he was showing things that are going wrong, it doesn't really show, it doesn't it doesn't really showcase how great the product can be, and it kind of puts a negative influence on Tesla, and they didn't want that. So instead of just talking to them and being a real professional and just be like, hey, we prefer you not to post certain videos or whatever, and just especially with your job being the advanced test operator, being, what I mean, like they should have just talked to him instead of just terminating him. I think that's the wrong move, but it's not my company. They can run it however way they like. But to me, that just puts more negative things about the company out there. In the first week, besides all the quality issues, what you need to do is hire. What they need to do is hire a new QA testers, because, or QA quality control persons or whatever, QC quality control. In the first week of February, though, Burnell posted a video of his vehicle driving around San Jose, California, and knocking over a bollard when FSD beta was engaged. Although he acknowledged that the video showed some issues, he said he was always transparent about his channel and did not keep it from his employer. Tesla's social media policy does not specifically comment on how its employees should behave in YouTube videos, but it does specify that it relies on common sense and good judgment of its employee to engage in responsible social media activity. Well, say that. Don't just give us vague things, say it in the writing before you get hired. All right? Tell them, like, hey, don't post anything negative about the company. Don't be talking shit about the company. Blah, blah, blah. Say it in plain black and white, because some people don't have no damn common sense. Okay? Some people don't have common sense. Sometimes common sense goes out the window. Sometimes my common sense is out the freaking window. So, you got to be very, very specific on what you want and what you want your people to do. Otherwise, they're just going to do whatever. And then you're going to behave in an unprofessional manner or whatever. You know what I mean? Just put it in black and white and be specific on what you want them to do and what they are not allowed to do, what they're not allowed to say, whether they have NDAs or whatever. Anyways, yeah, I can go a little bit overboard with the whole rant things, but I'm trying to stay professional. Although, here we go. Burnell said he never disclosed anything private in his videos, only reviewed end user products, which, whatever. He said that had been dissuaded from posting any negative or critical content in the future that involved FSD beta. But the company never put anything into writing. But see, if they told you that, you should have listened. He said that he had been dissuaded from posting any negative or critical content in the future that involved FSD beta. See, but they told you that you're not allowed to say anything negative, so I think the blame actually falls on you too. But it's hard to be a content creator that is objective or transparent when you're trying to cover certain things. So I understand where you're coming from. You're trying to do the right thing and just be transparent and not just post glowing reviews or whatever. That is the main reason why, I'm in the field that I am in, because I feel like if I was in the gaming industry, or if I was in the car industry, whatever, then I have to talk a certain way. And that is a problem. Like for me, if I do a review of any car, I'm not being sponsored by any kind of brand or whatever. It would be the money coming out of my own pocket to go review certain products, me paying for them, and then saying what I truly feel about it, because I'm not being influenced by said companies. So that is very important. I try to be as transparent as I can when it comes to products and goods and services that I pay for out of my pocket, so I can say whatever I want. It's hard to do that when you're being sponsored by somebody. So that's why, like, all these car reviews, they're hard for me, or just any kind of reviews, it's hard for me to take them seriously, especially if they're going to be, if Sony is sending them out the product, if Microsoft is sending them out product. It's hard for me to know that they're being honest about their reviews and being very objective about the reviews, because you know they gave it to you for free. You didn't spend any money. So how can you be objective and not say anything negative about the company or the product? So it just seems fishy to me. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's just my little spiel. Moving on. Uh, Since the majority of the videos were positive, he thought he would be officially told to stop before losing his job, although the company's decision isn't extraordinary. It did come just days before CEO Elon Musk took to Twitter to say that Starlink would not block Russian news sources, referring to himself as a free speech absolutist, which is a bullshit. He is a hypocrite. Um, let's be honest. The guy is a walking hypocrite. I mean, I can be too. Let's be honest. I'll be transparent. I can be hypocritical, but that's just that's just me being honest with you guys. I can be at certain times be very hypocrite, and I'll do one thing and I'll say one thing and then do another. So I do fall into that category too. So that's just me being honest with you guys. But anyway, free speech, my ass. I'm sure anytime somebody says negative things about his companies or whatever, especially that works for them, he'll just be like, "Yeah, you out of here, you out of here," just like what they did to Mr. Burnell over here. He said some negative things, or he showed some things that are still flawed with the FSD system, and Tesla didn't like that at all. So they were like, "Yo, you out of here." Tesla, though, doesn't come across as a lover of free speech. It has used mandatory arbitration arguments for its employees to prevent them from publicly suing the company. Free speech, my ass. It also asked early FSD beta users not to post on social media about their experiences, something regulators fears might hide critical safety complaints. Exactly. So if something goes wrong, people have the right to know, like, is this thing safe? Is it really worth that $10,000 or $12,000 that you're asking for? Because I don't want to shell out the money and have issues with it. I want it to be, operating like it should, even though it is a beta. Then just don't release it at all. It should have been like a more enclosed beta and have your own company people test it out for you. You can afford to pay them. You're worth billions of dollars. Your company's worth billions and billions of dollars. So you can afford to hire more people to test out the system for you. So then that way you can, you know, slap them with the NDA and they're not allowed to say anything until you perfected it, and then you can release it out to the masses once it's ready. We the people shouldn't be your beta testers. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. Brunel said that though he still cares about Tesla, vehicle safety, and fixing bugs despite the company's apparent efforts to prevent him from doing that. So that was a nice. I just feel like companies are going to do whatever they want. In the end, Tesla is a private company, and I'm sure, you know, Josh Brunel is a at will employee, and they can do whatever they want. That's why I say, man, don't be loyal to no companies, because at the end, even if you work for them, you're just expandable unless you're very valuable and you make them a shit ton of money. Then they might decide to just kind of like sweep certain things under the rug. But if you're not a valuable asset, they will terminate you and get rid of you at the first sign of any mistakes that you make or talk shit about them. Not really. He didn't really talk shit about the company at all. He loved working there. He loved the company. He loves Tesla. He's just showcasing things that are wrong, being objective. That's all he was doing. He was showing everything. He was being transparent. He showed all the positive things that are going on with the FSD. He showed the negative things that are going on with the FSD. So for them to go this extreme, and instead of just talking to him and working things out, they decided to go the extreme route, which is well within their rights to do, because like I said, they're a private company and they can do whatever they like. But for a company that's advocating for free speech, this sounds like a whole baloney. This is whole bullshit. So they don't give a shit about free speech, man. Free speech is only um it's only to certain people. I guess over there only certain people are allowed to have free speech at Tesla. And yeah, but that's the video, man. I hope he lands on his feet. I hope he finds something better. I still think Teslas suck. Car wise, their quality sucks. Um, but I do love the technologies that they offer in their vehicles. But some of the stuff that they got rid of, I'm like, eh. And I think I messed up his name. It's not Josh, it's John. So I apologize for that too. And the fact that they did let him know, like, they prefer him not to post certain things about FSD. So they did talk to him about it. They didn't put it in writing or anything, but you should have enough common sense to know when a company doesn't want you saying certain things, then you shouldn't be showing certain things or saying certain things. So that's the same thing that I do too. For me, I don't say certain things about my employer. I don't talk about it. When I leave that place, I leave it all behind. I don't talk about it, and I just move on. You know what I mean? Like when I leave work, that's it. When I'm at work, then I'm there. But other than that, I don't talk about it in my personal life. I don't discuss it in Facebook. I don't put it on social media because it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got for you today. I Sorry the video ran a little bit long. I just wanted to talk about this and highlight certain things and give you my advice too. If you're gonna be working for a company, make sure to know and be very clear on what their social media policies are, and ask them. Have it in writing if you want to, so you know exactly what to do and what not to do, so you don't get yourself terminated for posting something that you shouldn't have been posting, but they didn't tell you about it or whatever, or you didn't ask. So that's the most important things to take away from it. It's just ask. What's your social media policies? Do you guys, and some companies like Netflix, you can post whatever you want and say certain things about the companies. I think they're pretty lax on their social media policies at Netflix. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's just a whole nother thing. But anyway, I'm out. Have a blessed day. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and I'm out of here.